In this video, I'll show you how to use a DC motor on your 3D printer. Specifically, we are using closed-loop servo we made in my previous video. By the end of this, you will be able to swap stepper motor and use DC servo on any CNC or 3D printer, whether it's for X, Y, Z axis or even extruder. We will be also utilizing the 3D printer planter gear that I showed you how to make on my previous video. Before we make, please consider to subscribe to my small YouTube channel and give a like. Taking a look at the hardware, you can see we have AS5600, a magnetic encoder mounted on the back side, and our planter gear attached to the front of our RS775. The wiring of the encoder is straightforward. You need to connect the I2C pins, STA and SCL, to your ESP32. If you are following along with an ESP32S3, connect the STA to GPIO8 and SCL to GPIO9. If you are using standard ESP32, STA goes to GPIO21 and SCL goes to GPIO22. Finish the wiring with VCC to 3.3 and ground to ESP's ground. Because a motor like RS775 can easily pull 10 to 20 amps, we are ditching the old L298 motor driver that I showed you on the previous videos. Instead, we are upgrading to much more beefy, high-powered motor driver, the BTS7960, which can handle up to 43 amps. To wire the BTS7960, connect the enable pins R enable and L enable to 5 voltage or 3.3 to enable the driver. I'll be connecting the VCC directly to the R enable and L enable. Next you need to connect is the R PWM and L PWM signals to your ESP32. For ESP32S3, I recommend to connect the GPIO1 and GPIO2. You can change it in the code. Next is the coding part. You have to go to GitHub and download the latest code. After opening the code, you can see there is motor in 1 and motor in 2. The motor in 1 goes to the RPWM in the motor driver, and in 2 goes to the LPWM of the motor driver. You don't need to connect the motor enable pin. We already connected to VCC, so you don't need to connect it. Now in step pin and direction pin is the input pins, so they take the step and direction from your microcontroller or from your Klipper host device. Because I'm having ESP32S3, I'll be using this for GPIO. But if you're having ESP32, you have to change 1, 2, 4, 5 to different GPIOs. Now you need to download these library files and upload the code. Our servo is ready to use. You can connect the microcontroller to the ESP32 and send direction and step signal to the ESP32, and it will run like a stepper. But it is a closed loop servo, so you don't need to think about losing steps. You can power up the ESP32 and there will be a hotspot. Connect to the hotspot and type this on your browser and you will get this web UI. You can change the P value, I value and D value in here. In here there is a settings for gear ratio. If you're having gear ratio of 1 to 4, to get the value 1 divided by 4 and you get 0.25 and write the value here. It will let know the servo how much gear it has, so it will move appropriately. If you're going to use step signals, you also have to change in here. I'm going to send 16 micro stepping, so I'll be setting 16 in here. Another value is tolerance. I'll be setting the tolerance 1.8. You could get better tolerances on servo than stepper. In here you can see there is test target degree. You can type the target in here and click web move. This will make the servo move the degree that you want. This is also for testing. After setting everything and powering the servo, if the servo is continuously rotating rather than holding position or move according to your degree, you need to swap the positive and negative terminal of the DC motor, or you can swap the RPWM and LPWM wires. If you're having 3D printer, it may be hard to get the direction and step signals from your microcontroller. If you're running Klipper, you can easily get it by using another MCU and connecting to the ESP32. To make the Pico to an MCU, first connect the Raspberry Pi to the Pico SSH to your Raspberry Pi. Now you have to copy this command and paste it in here. If you're having errors like this, you have to type this Raspberry Pi. The first one is you can see the RP2040. This is Raspberry Pi Pico 1, and RP2350. This is Raspberry Pi Pico 2. Save, then type this. This will automatically flash to the Raspberry Pi Pico. If any error came like this one, type this. It will automatically flash to your Raspberry Pi. Finally, type this command and it will show you the Raspberry Pi Pico's serial ID. Copy that. This is my Anycubic Kobra 2 Neo. As you can see, this is the modified version. I'm having a linear rods on the y-axis. Now we need to connect the printer and the Raspberry Pi Pico to your Raspberry Pi. You can use a hub to connect both of them. After powering, go to your web UI, then open the printer.config files. Now we already got a serial ID of our Raspberry Pi Pico. Paste it in here. In here, I have 4 steppers. All the steppers use step and direction, so I can change any stepper in here. But for simplicity, I'll be only changing the y-axis stepper because it's simpler to remove the stepper and place our servo. To send step and direction to the Raspberry Pi Pico, I have to type like this. This will send the step signal on GPIO3 of our Raspberry Pi Pico and direction on GPIO2 of our Raspberry Pi Pico. It also said enable. We are not going to connect the enable pin here. Type this onto your printer config and remove the previous configuration. I wasn't able to place the servo, so I redesigned the top cover of the planetary gear. This is the newer design. Looks good. Now I removed my stepper and mounted the servo. Now the problem I found is because it's 3D printed, the planetary carrier is slightly bent. I didn't write that much, but it's already bent because it's 3D printed PCC. I thought it's because of P, but it is because of the friction in there. So if you are going to use any type of gear, use metal gears rather than 3D printed gears in here. So I completely removed the planetary gear. I 3D printed this part and directly mounted the R775. Because there is no gear, so I changed the gear ratio to 1. Because it's a servo, it knows the position. So when I try to move the bed, it is correcting itself and going back to the original position. Increase the tolerance from 0.8 to 0.09. And I want to show you what happened if I increase the I value too high. As you can see, I changed from 0.5 to 1 and the bed is oscillating. It is because of the I value is too high now. I go back to 0.6 and you can see it is gone down. There is very less oscillation. Then I home the printer and you can see it is working perfectly. Just like the stepper would. I 3D printed the warrant tube. I didn't properly calibrated the PID and I didn't use the input shaping. I should have done input shaping. And I ran at 2000 acceleration. But even without it, it is able to print the warrant tube, as you can see. Even without gearing, the servo is able to move the bed easily. Because we don't have gear, we are not able to fully utilize the motor. These motors are high speed, so these motor will have lower torque but higher speed. So that's why we need gear to decrease the speed and increase the torque. To utilize maximum motor, we have to add gear, and the speed will also be limited in here because for fast acceleration we need a specific torque. Higher the acceleration, you need higher the torque, but we are not able to give higher torque because we don't have gear. As you can see, without proper calibration you will get the 3D print, but you can see it is not great, but it is able to 3D print. After proper calibration you could get prints like this, but I will not recommend you to print at higher speed. You have to decrease the speed. If you don't have gear, it is better to go with stepper. Consider to subscribe and give a like, and thank you for watching.